As we get ready to walk into this new year, I just felt something so strongly. I just felt something so strongly this morning. If you are a single woman and you are dealing with somebody who is inconsistent, somebody who is inconsiderate, somebody who is not faithful to you, somebody who does not care about how you feel, somebody who does not care about your hopes and your dreams, somebody who does not care about the purpose that God has on your life, somebody who does not care about your assignment, somebody who does not care about your emotional well-being. As we get ready to walk up into this new year, I got a PSA announcement, and it's very simple. Let that ninja go. Let that ninja go. Listen here. I woke up with a holy unction. In the next year, I am not walking into the next year with the same level of baggage that I have been carrying this year. And you have been carrying people emotionally. You have been carrying people physically. You have been carrying people with your resources. And there are some people who God has assigned to you. There are some people who God is calling you to sacrifice for. There are some people that God has called you to make a difference in their lives. But there are some people who are just leeches. There are some people who are just using you for what they can get from you, and they are not pouring back into you. There are some people, when you get off the phone with them, you are just drained. There is nothing that is refilled in your cup. And for those people, God is calling for us to let them people go. Let them people go. Let them people go and bother somebody else. Let them people go and frustrate somebody else. Let them people go and drain from somebody else. Because every time that you interact with them, every time you entertain them, you are taking away from time that you can be putting into your purpose, that you can be putting in your assignment, that you can be building that business, that you can be bettering yourself in whatever way that God is calling you to better yourself. You can be putting into that, but instead we are wasting time on these ninjas who ain't really worth wasting time on. Let me just say it how it need to be said. He ain't worth wasting time on, sis. He been making plans but ain't made no dates. He been talking but he ain't got no action. He been giving you the piano of words, but the piano top is slammed down for real because you ain't heard no real music. Come on. And we got to stop making excuses, and we got to stop victimizing ourselves, because one thing I realized that I said a lot, or I say a lot, is why don't they just leave me alone? Why, if you don't want this, if you don't want that, I'm giving you the cool, we just friends energy that you asked for. If you don't want where we are, why you just won't leave me alone? If you don't really want me, why you won't just leave me alone? But then I started to realize, I think I was listening to Life with Shonda. We are asking people who are users to come to a level of maturity and say, I don't want to use you no more. User ain't going to say that. A user ain't gonna be like, hey, I'm just using you for emotional labor, until I find whoever I'm really supposed to be with. I'm just using you for your intelligence and your mind and your thought process, or your motivation and your encouragement, until I find whoever I'm supposed to be with. And let me say this, I don't think there's anything wrong with having male friends. I don't think there's anything wrong with having people who have certain positions in your life for maybe just work, or maybe you talk to about this thing, maybe you talk to just about working out, whatever their position and purpose is in your life. Like the section of my planner, the purpose and relationships section, that has boundaries, that you write down your boundaries. But we allow people to go over those boundaries, and then it starts to bleed into other areas, and then we start to be like, well, I'm kind of confused. That's when the spirit of confusion starts to come in, because now this person who was just supposed to be a work friend, you talking about stuff that ain't working. Now you starting to be confused as to, oh, is this something else? And it's not. The boundary not there. That person started enjoying talking to you, so now you talking to that person more than what you really should be talking to them, wasting your time because it ain't going nowhere. When really, if you put the boundary there, okay, all I got is this amount of time. All I got is this amount of time per week to have these communication, and I got to get off the phone because I got to focus, because this is not going anywhere. This is not going anywhere. So I can't be wasting my time. You got to treat your time valuably. Let me tell you something. The time is the only thing you cannot get back. How many times have we heard that? It is the only thing that you cannot get back. And these ninjas will waste it. They will waste it if you will let them, because it's not a waste for them. They're getting encouraged. They're getting motivated. They're getting emotionally refilled. They're getting whatever it is that you giving to them. And if it's your body, they're getting that. But you're not getting nothing in return. You're not getting nothing in return. You just keep dishing out and dishing out and dishing out and dishing out. And then you look down the road and you see it leads to nowhere. Come on, ladies. We have intuition. You know when something is leading to nowhere. But you would prefer the feeling of company than the feeling of purpose. You would prefer the feeling of having somebody present than to have the feeling like you're moving forward towards what God called you to do. So in this season, as we get ready to walk into this new year, I just want us to let these ninjas go. I want us to let these ninjas go. If you're not trying to be like, well, I'm just going to be cutting everybody out, let these ninjas go in a way that they're not supposed to be in your life. I am creating boundaries. I am in my planner. I had boundaries, but now I'm writing new boundaries because my old boundaries was working. And let's just be honest. When a ninja feel you pulling back, they will pull up. And so sometimes you need to revitalize those boundaries because they start pulling up in ways that you didn't expect, because they can feel you pulling back. They can feel you pulling back emotionally. They can feel you pulling back on calling and texting them. They can feel you pulling back on you caring about certain things. They can feel you pulling back in how you talk to them. And so they trying to pull up temporarily, because it's a cycle, so that you don't forget about them, so that they don't become obsolete in your life, so that they can try to get it back to where it was. And so now you may have to revitalize your boundaries. If it's somebody who brings some sort of value to your life that's not just physical, you just may have to revitalize your boundaries. So you may say, oh, okay, I see that they doing a little extra, so let me revitalize my boundaries, because now that they calling more, I'm not going to have no longer say why you won't leave me alone. I'm going to have to put the responsibility on myself and stop being a victim mode and saying, why am I answering the phone when I don't have time? Why am I texting back when I don't have time? Why am I allowing these phone calls to last for 2, 3, 4 hours when I don't have time? If you want to talk to me for all that time, let's go somewhere. Let's plan, allow him to plan for you all to go somewhere to communicate for that amount of time. But you taking up my time every week, every other day for no reason but to stay remembered in my brain. Let me tell you something. Ain't enough phone calls that can't make me move on. Ain't enough text message that if God sends somebody who is supposed to be the purpose partner and husband I have, ain't enough texts and phone calls that's going to stop me from moving right along and keeping you in your position in my life and not anything more. So the PSA for the next year of your life, we getting everything together and we letting these ninjas go.